Today we will start CDO, and I hope everyone is able to run grades now and plot data in grades. Right? Is there any question in grades?
All our files that we are going to deal with is .ncl, not grep or another kind of data that that's not normal. We can put ncl only data.
NetCDF.
Yeah, NetCDF.
Okay, CDO is another tool, and I prefer CDO more than grades because CDO is very easy, very fast, and you can do too much work at once. And the thing with CDO is that it only processes NetCDF and GRP data, and also a certain form of HDF, but that you need to read about to put some extensions in the code or the command. In CDO, we don't need to write a script. The commands are already there, and those commands, each one is an individual script or function that you can run and you can see the output results. You can also do plotting in CDF, but you will not see. You can plot and it will be saved as TIFF or JPG, any format you want, and then you can go and plot and open it manually. So at some stage during your research you will go through CDO, because when you download data from ECM or even your teacher gives you the data, you need to do a thorough check about the resolution, the variable, the domain, the unit, everything, how many pressure levels, how many variables, how many days, what's the timing, month, year, everything you can check that in CDO. And then you can also do processing of your data in CDO, because if you have global data and you are only interested in a specific region, you can mask it in CDO and only cut out the portion that you need. So these are just few good things about CDO, but then there is also some, I will not say bad things, but some things that at a point you will not feel comfortable with CDO. You will fed up with CDO and then you will move to MATLAB. You will fed up with grades. First you will, at a point you will fed up with NCL because the scripts are so lengthy. So you will move to grades. Then at a point from grades you will go towards CDO and then MATLAB. But then if you are using MATLAB, then you will be more comfortable with using CDO and MATLAB together. So with CDO, the kind of commands or the work we do is 3 different types. Running command doesn't mean that I'm showing you how CDO works, but how does it work? You should know that, then you will understand what command can be used at a specific point. I can run some commands and say, oh, this command does this, this command does this, but that will not answer your question. What is the protocol for using CDO in a certain case or at a particular time? So CDO usually work in 3 to 4 modes. The first one is based on single command and single file, and it will just give you the summary, and then you can even print that summary in a text file and see it later. But we usually do it directly, like we want to know about the details about the file, so it's one input and we will display the summary. Suppose you have a NetCDF file. So before we go into analysis, we usually start with exploring or dissecting the file, what's inside this file. And we go to the file and we see one by one. What is the variable name? What is the time? What is the spatial resolution? What is the temporal resolution? Is it daily, monthly, or sub-daily? That kind of. And so on. How many pressure levels, how many months, what is the region of this data, the domain of the data. So in that case we use one input command and we use one input data and then we see the summary. That is the first mode. So in this case we can ask CDO to show us the time, show month, show year, show day, show time, show variable, show unit, isinfo, grid description, and so many commands in the first mode, right? Now the second mode. In the second mode we usually do our statistics analysis. In the second mode we use one command and then one input file, and based on that command and input file we get one output. Suppose you have daily data and you want to calculate the monthly mean, monthly sum, monthly minimum, maximum, percentile, deviation, anything. We put that command, like suppose I need to calculate monthly mean, so I say CDO mon mean, then one input and one output. So the output is our result. And then we can come back to mode 1 to see what is in the output file, the time, steps, the variables, everything. Then we can do daily mean, daily sum, hourly minimum, hourly maximum, all these operations in CDO. And interpolation, like the grid data have different resolutions and you want them to be the same, that kind of analysis. Sorry, the teacher is active, so such kind of analysis. And division, multiplication, subtraction, those operations, that is another mode. So in the second mode we put one input and we get one output, right? Then another mode is that is called piping, the third mode. In the third mode that's called piping, and piping is running more than one command at once. So you will not get so much output file. Like suppose you are calculating an anomaly. So first you will do the time mean, then you will subtract, and then you will calculate the anomaly. In piping you can do it in one line and you will just get one output, that will be the anomaly. You will not get the time mean and then the subtracted mean and then so on. So that is called piping. That is the third mode. And then the fourth mode, in that mode you can write your own bash script and you can run a series of commands in one script. Like you can do the monthly mean, then daily mean, and then go back to the daily mean and calculate something and so on. So that is called bash script in CDO. So these are 4 modes that we usually use in CDO. So this is the manual. You can all have it from him, Ali.
Okay.
So it starts with a reference manual. These are some general introduction about CDO, how to install, how to do the missing values and the
from here.
okay.
You can see. Oh.
So there is usage, horizontal grids. No need. But if you want to have, if you have your own curiosity, you can read. But till this day, I didn't read it. I read some of it, like how does at a point you will know how does CDO handle the missing values. So it's been listed here, missing values. How does the missing values are treated in mean and average, and you will find out that mean and average, they are 2 different things. And then how does percentile is calculated? So it's usually how the equations are written for calculating some statistics in CDO. So then we come to the main commands. The first one is information. This one. In the information, as we said, there is 3 modes. You will mostly get the first mode. Chart information, compare data, print the number of parameter, level or time, variable, level, global attribute, variable attribute, these fields. Then you will come to merge, copy, T, replace, duplicate, split. This mode. In this one, you can either, like, you have 7,000 daily files and you want to merge them together. Suppose they are starting from like you have precipitation data downloading, like now you only know how to download from ERA or some precipitation, but they are just one file. In some cases you will be running a bash script and you will be downloading 20,000, 10,000 files, and they will be all netcdf file. So you can't do the calculation for everyone separately, so you will merge them together to make it one file, and then you can do the further analysis. For that, we do either merging it or copying it, merge time, or those operations. And then there is conditional selection, that is if commands, comparison, and then modifications, then arithmetic. So you will not necessarily use most of it. It will be mostly 10 to 15 commands that you will be using with CDO, but you can practice with many of them. And the good thing about CDO is it's there with examples. Suppose let's go to this one, information. So I think you can all use CDO, right?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. In sequence.
Yeah. In Segwin or Ubuntu tool in Windows 10, you can use it. So this is like you know how where to put space and how to put command, right?
Yeah.
So in the first mode, this will give us the information about our input file. Okay, so if we run a file, it will give us, like in this case, the missing value is replaced by 1361. The minimum value is this, mean is this, maximum is this, and the name is SST, sea surface temperature.
What's the meaning miss? I didn't understand miss.
Missing value.
Miss it. Something miss it or.
Missing value is sometime like by default, like this is sea surface temperature, so you can't measure sea surface temperature on the land. So the whole land, the continental areas, they are covered with missing values. Like there is no data, or there are some islands, they are with missing values. But in the satellite data, you will get a lot of missing values because of the sensor is off, or the passing frequency, or the passing time.
So how to deal with these missing places?
It doesn't affect the analysis that much, because if you are dealing with SST, the SST is continuous. It's only the land region that will give you just white. Later, when you go to advanced stages, you will replace the missing value with none. So suppose 1361 is the missing value in this case. The temperature can't go that high, like 1361, that's very high. So you will usually replace it with none.
In the calculation?
Yes, in the MATLAB or in your script, if the value is this, then you replace it with none. Okay. And then level.
What is exactly 1361? Is it the level, altitude?
This? No,
Missing.
anytime there is a missing value or there is no data,
that's
they
the
put
code for
this
it.
value.
That's a code for it.
That I'm
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah, and you can even replace in CDO. You see what is the missing value in a data, and then you replace that value with a 0 or something, so it will be gone. This shows the level, but this is only surface data, so there is no pressure level information. What time is the data recorded and what day? So it gives us those details. Then there is chart information. It gives us like I don't know what kind of file are they using, but it gives us grid coordinates. It's Gaussian, linear, classic, long, late. The grid structure. Then the longitude is starting from 0 to this by this increment. The latitude is starting from here to here with this they haven't placed it. And how much pixels are there, they have listed it here. And number of, I think this is, yeah, pressure levels totally 16. Vertical coordinates, surface and pressure. For surface there is 1, for pressure level there are 4. And level is this to 20,000 Pascal. Then time coordinate, hour, minute, second, year, month, day, and so on. And then comparing two values to see their unit, variable, and grid size and number of missing values, you can use that. Okay, so these are just simple theory. If you have shells, you can open CDO there. Very slow.
Yes, it's working.
Okay, let's start. So our variable is temperature, humidity, something like that. So we will first start with to check what are the variables. CDO show var. This is the first mode.
The data. Okay.
So it's temperature and relative humidity, T and R. Okay. If you have CDO and if you have this file, you can.
Which one is the file?
The temperature and humidity, the one we downloaded in the training.
No.
Then let's check the time, the years. Show year, and it will print the information like this.
Only the year.
Yes.
Or the years.
Yes. All the years or just year. Okay. Or
is there any command to give you the all information about the file?
yes.
Like
This is show month. If you want to display a short summary, CDO is info V.
info V.
Is info V. So with this command, we get all the information, short information, like how many time steps, what is the starting and end time, what is the spatial domain, like longitude, latitude, where does it start, where does it go, and what is the resolution, dimension, number of X, number of Y, how many are there. Okay. Then for R, parameter name, T, temperature, air temperature, R, relative humidity, and then number, D type, grid size, levels, number, type. We don't need this much information. We only need this information. Okay, because we can display the variables in the Did you all run this command? Okay. We can also do CDO show level. The commands, you can run the commands, that's not an issue. But the thing is, when you open CDO, you should think what you want to know about your data. What kind of information you need, then you can use CDO for that. Now, suppose I only want January data, right? So it starts from 1st January because it's just 1 year data, right? Then you can also cell time. So in cell time, you can pick the month that you want, like year, month, day. That is the format in CDO. You can check later. So suppose if you have 10 years data and you want January 2005, so you will say CDO cell time, then 2005 January 1. So it will pick the January data, or 1st January data if it's daily data. If it's monthly, you will pick the whole month. But now I have just 1 year data, so I can directly go and say CDO cell month, comma 1, and then
select month.
Yes, cell month means select month, select year, select day, select hour, all the series, select minute, anything. Okay, so I'm only selecting 1st month from the data and I'm placing it as January. So, sorry, the select spell is
It's recording.
the commands are there. The commands are there. Don't worry about the commands. You can try yourself. Understand what can you do with CDO. That's the main thing. Okay. So I have only selected 1 month. That is January. Okay. So you just go to CDO. This Control F, SEL. Sorry. Cell time here. Cell hour, cell day, cell month, cell year, cell season, cell date, cell month. See all this. Then cell LAN lead box, cell index box, cell grid cell. All, if you only want 1 pixel, you can get it. All the information. See. Select parameter, select variable. If you have 10 variables and you only want 1 variable from the whole file, just pick that 1 variable. And there are commands, like suppose cell parameter here, cell name, put input, output, all the informations. See, with examples. Yeah. Everything is shown with examples. So this is the selecting masking area. CDO cell longitude, latitude box. So you will start with your 1st longitude, 2nd longitude, 1st latitude, 2nd latitude, like LAN 1, LAN 2, latitude 1, latitude 2. Then input file and output file will be just this domain. Okay. Then this is based on index. Like if you run WARF or RichCM or any model, your data is not graded like this. It's indexed like in time series. So even in that you can select the range and you can just. Okay. So now I have only picked January, right? I want. Now I can display it in grades. It will be just January. I want to select 3 months at once. CDO cell month 1, 2, 3. Okay. So it will be January, February, March dot NC. So I got this file. It has 3 months data. I want the average of those 3 months and I want to display them in grades. So I can do the time mean.
Sorry, average of temperature or precipitation?
Anything. If there are 10 variables, it will do it for 10 variables. Then you
Mm.
can display what variable you want.
Mm.
Okay. So now I will do the time
So we
error.
have two variables. That is time.
We have to know.
Two now, right?
Two variables,
Variables.
air temperature and relative humidity,
Yeah.
with two pressure levels. So in grades, if you are doing the time mean, you will write so long script, or in NCL, but in CDO it's just one command for time mean, and that is CDO time mean. Then input is January, February, this, and output will be JFM underscore mean. So we got an output file that is the mean of these 3 months. Now you can display them in grades. Okay.
You can display in graphs.
Yes.
Okay.
Now
What about CDO?
In
You can
CDO,
plot.
yeah.
yes, we can plot in CDO, but we will be unable to see the figure at once. Like in grades, you can plot and you can make changes.
Mm.
Like write a script and then you can plot. Okay.
Mm.
So this is how to do the mode 1, mode 2. You don't need mode 3 at this time, or mode 4. So get used to one command, and then one command, one input, and then one command, one input, one output. Practice with this for the next 2 days. Okay. We will meet again.
One command.
Yeah.
One command, one input, one output.
One input, one output.
Yes. 2 modes. The first, know about your data as much as you can. The second, do these simple operations. Okay.
Okay.
In the next session, we will select seasons. I will bring my own data. We will select our own seasons, like not the regular 4 WMO seasons. Suppose in your country the spring is 2 months, 3 months. So how will you select those months, and how can we plot, and how can we select a region? Okay.
Mm.